All right, we've got a group. We've kind of gone over a little bit. So then you're going to do a tutorial on placing bids and on the vendor portal. So it's all you. Are you there?
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you too well. Sometimes you walk a little further away. You're all set?
All set.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ria Diaz. I work for Planet Biz. And today I'm going to go over how to use the site on the City of Santa Monica. Your starting point is always going to be the City of Santa Monica's website. You want to go there. This way you can see any information they want to tell you about their rules, policies, etc. But when you get to their procurement overview page, you will see a link to their vendor portal. So you're going to click on that. And that will instantly take you to their designated vendor portal. So when you register here, you're just registering with the City of Santa Monica. And for those of you who are familiar with us, you realize that you have to register with each agency. And that's because we gear the registration just towards that city or that agency. They get to configure it however they need to. And we'll go over registration in a few minutes. You can also come in here and see bid opportunities. And you'll notice that I'm not logged in. So we believe in transparency. You can come in and take a look at the bid opportunities that are available and then decide if you want to participate or not. When you go to participate, that is when you must be logged in. You do not have to be registered or logged in prior. We're going to go ahead and look at registration first. It is good to be registered because then anytime the city has a bid that you might be interested in based upon the category codes that you select, you'll automatically get notified so you don't have to keep coming back and checking their site. When you come in, you're going to see 5 tabs across the top, and you can go to any one of those tabs right away to take a look at the information that's available. Anything that is in red means that it is mandatory to you. Okay, so you must fill out those fields when you go to register. We do have tooltips, so if you're not quite sure what to do in a particular field, we will prompt you and tell you. Okay. Your username is going to be your email address now, okay? But you will create your own password. You'll fill out your contact information. You'll come in and be able to put any additional addresses. If you do have more addresses for your company, you can put those all in. Classifications and license tab, you do want to take a good look at it, review everything. If you have any of these classifications, please make sure you check mark it and put that information in. If you are a contractor working in California, certain projects, you must be registered with the Department of Industrial Relations. Make sure you come in here once you do that and put your reference number, registration number in. Okay? Same with contractor licenses. In California, if you have a contractor license, come in here and select all the different license types that pertain to your company, and then make sure you put your license number and expiration date. And then down here at the bottom, your City of Santa Monica business license. Now, as you're registering with the city on their vendor portal, if you don't have these yet and you're in the process, go ahead and register and then come back and make sure you update your profile. Okay, put that information in. Other business information about your company, and then the category and description tab. This is a really important tab for you. The first field, the business description, is optional. You don't have to fill it out, but it's a nice way for you to tell them what is special about your company, especially if you do something that is unique or you customize things. Make sure you put that in there because the city can search that field and find you. But really how the system works is based upon category codes, so you must select at least one when you go to register. And you can see the list of codes that they're using, and you can scroll through them. They are using the NIGP code system, but you can come up here if you know your code and start to type it in, and it will narrow it down for you. Don't worry if you don't know your code. If you know what you do, which I'm sure you all do, you can go in there and type in a keyword, and as you start to type in that string, it's going to narrow it down to wherever electric falls in the description. Beginning, middle, or end, it'll bring it up. So here's all the electrical codes. I can select what pertains to my company and quickly move on to the next one. Okay. So here's all the codes I've selected. Anytime the City of Santa Monica issues out a bid, they're also going to be selecting codes. So long as one of those codes on their bid matches one of the codes in your profile, you will automatically be sent an email letting you know about the bid opportunity, and you can click on the link and it'll open up the bid for you. Okay. When you go to register, if you have failed to do anything that's mandatory, we are going to tell you which tab to go to and what field to fill out, and we'll leave that field in red for you. The second you successfully register, you are going to get a confirmation pop-up and a confirmation email. You do not have to wait for that confirmation email. You can immediately start to participate in their bids. Okay. That confirmation email is just to make sure that, one, you typed your email address incorrectly, and two, you don't have any spam blockers or anything like that. So if you don't see that email, definitely give Planet Bids a call and we'll assist you. Or better yet, put in a support ticket, tell us who you are, and we will go ahead and assist you. This red question mark up here at the top will follow you throughout the entire system. It's our frequently asked questions as well as the online ticketing support system. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And again, you'll notice I'm not logged in. I'm going to come in and look at bid opportunities. So when I come in here and look at bid opportunities, I can search by a keyword, a stage, a type of project. So maybe I only want to deal with RFPs, category codes, particular department at the city, and due dates. Here we can see all the bids, when they were posted by the agency, by the city, what category codes the city assigned to the bid, which is helpful because sometimes you may not get that bid alert email. Well, if you didn't get it, take a look at the codes that the buyer used. And if you don't have that code in your profile, go in and add it so that next time around, you get that bid alert notice. Okay? Here you can see the bid title, and as you hold your mouse over it, whatever the buyer has written up, you'll see a little snapshot about that bid. Okay? Invitation number, due date, and time remaining, and we will tell you in days as well as hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay? The stage the bid is currently in, and then how does the city want the bid results to come in? Are you supposed to submit hard copy to them? That's paper only. Electronic only means only through the system. And then electronic and paper, your choice. You can either submit hard copy or bid through the system. So we're going to go ahead and look at a bid that we've set up here. It's Poultry Parts Test 2. And we're going to open it up. And again, I'm not logged in. Okay, so right now I'm just looking and getting the information that I want. I can see the title, when it was posted, its due date, how are the bids to come in. If there were license requirements, so if it was a construction bid, we'd see that. Any general information the agency wants to tell us. If there's bonding information, we can see that. Okay. We can see whether or not there's a pre-bid meeting and if it's mandatory, when and where. And then we can RSVP for that pre-bid meeting. And I'm going to come back to this in just a few minutes. Online Q&A, will they entertain questions? If so, when must all questions be in? And again, we'll come back to this in a few minutes when I get to the Q&A tab. Who to contact? That's my information. Just ignore that. I don't work for them. And then here's the information for the bid, the advertisement. Okay, so you can go ahead and see what this bid is all about. Next tab, you may or may not see a line items tab. Depends on the type of bid that they're posting. The line items tab will not cause you to log in unless they do not have any documents that require that. So sometimes looking at the line items tab may require you to log in. Sometimes it may not. Just depends on how they've set up the bid, so be aware of that. When you look at the line items tab, you can see all the information and you can export it into Excel. Okay. The next tab here is the documents tab. It shows you what documents are available to you to download. Anything with an asterisk is considered private, meaning that you do have to log in order for you to view and download. Anything without an asterisk, you can download right away without having to identify yourself. Okay. Once I click download now, it's going to ask me to log in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. The second I log into the bid, it's going to ask me, is all this information correct? So it's bringing up my vendor profile information. At this point, I can make changes. So if I'm the manager at my company and I want to assign this to a salesperson, I can come in here and put somebody else's phone number, or sorry, name in here, phone number, and I can change the email address. This will not change the main profile. It's saying just for this bid, I want all communication to go to this person, okay? And from that point on, any emails or addendas that the city issues out on this bid, it will go to Joe rather than to me. Okay? Depending on which template the agency is using when they're creating their bid, it may ask you for a classification. Are you going to be a prime, a sub, a supplier, or other? Prime means you're actually going to be submitting the bid. Sub, you want to work with somebody on this bid, but you yourself are not actually going to be the primary bidder. Supplier, again, you want to work with somebody, but you'll be supplying the goods for that job. And then other, usually those are plan rooms. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark myself prime on this one. On all bids, you will have the ability to change your bid status from bidder to non-bidder. Non-bidder, no communication will completely stop any communications on just this email. Okay, so you'll still get future bid alerts. Non-bidder receive communications as I'm not going to be a bidder, but I definitely want to be kept in the loop. Great for plan rooms, great for subcontractors and suppliers. Okay. Please note, if you pick either non-bidder status, it does not matter which one, you must tell them why. And once I hit done, as a vendor, I cannot change my status back to being a bidder. The only ones who can do that is the city of Santa Monica. You will have to contact them and ask them to do so, okay? So once I click done, I am now on the prospective bidders list. So even if I don't go any further, I'm going to get out of this real quick and I'm going to pop over to the prospective bidders tab. You can see my information here. So that means even if I don't complete everything, I get called into a meeting and power goes out, what have you, I'm not going to be left out. If Santa Monica sends an email, they send an addenda, I'm now on the list and I will get a notification about it on this bid. Okay. You can also go into your PB profile and change your information as well here. Okay. Let me go back to the documents and attachments and I'm going to go ahead and download. You'll notice we'll tell you exactly what your status is for each download. So I'm going to go ahead and download that one. And we track it. And I'm deliberately going to miss that second one. I'm not going to download it. You'll see here, we're always tracking. So long as you're logged in, you can always see where you left off in case you get sidetracked, phone rings, right? Next thing is you go in and you want to RSVP for that pre-bid meeting. So I'm going to go back to the first tab and I'm going to go ahead and click on RSVP. Here, I'm going to say yes. And not only is it that my company is coming to this meeting, but I can now come in here and list out everybody that's going to be coming. And this can really help Santa Monica prepare and make sure that they have enough materials for everybody who is going to be attending. Okay, so make sure you put your list in. Okay. Once you've read through the bid documents, you may have some questions, so we can go to the Q&A tab. And so long as this date and time has not passed, we can go in and ask questions. So the Ask Question button will be available. I'm going to go ahead and click it. And this box will come up. Think of some questions here. So you can type in a question, and then you can even do an attachment. So if you wanted them to look at something on your question regarding, you can give them maybe approval for alternate specs or what have you. So you can always do an attachment. Okay. You can ask multiple questions. And you can see that you can't type like I can't today. We do have spell check, that red squiggly line. So you can go in there and have everything correct for you. Okay. You can ask as many questions as you need to. I'm going to go ahead and ask one more. And then I'm going to hit submit. Now, pay attention to this. When I hit submit, it's going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to get a pop-up down here at the bottom that says my questions were submitted. As the vendor, I'm getting an email letting me know that, yes, my questions were submitted. But you'll not see those questions up here, okay? The city of Santa Monica must answer that question and release it in order for you to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that behind the scenes here really quickly. Let me go ahead and open up their bid Q&A. And let me just answer these questions and I'll release them. Hold on 1 second. Chicken tenders. And so they have two different ways in which they can release Q&A. They can do it either as a general email or as a formal addenda. Either way, it will go to everybody that is on the prospective bidders list, okay, except for those who have opted out of any communication. So everybody will see all the questions, and we will not tell them who asked which question, so that will be hidden from you. Okay, let me go ahead and do this last one. Publish. All right, so let's go back into our bid and take a look. So now when I come in and I take a look at the Q&A, I can see that they had two separate releases. Okay. The first release just had one question, and we'll see the date in which they released it. And then the second release had two questions and the date that they released. You can look at it in a horizontal, or you can go to page view and see it in a vertical. It's easier for you to read that way. Also down here at the bottom is a print. It'll allow you to customize what you want to print out, so you can just print the Q&A if you want. This will allow you to print everything but attachments, so those you must download through the system. Okay. And then they released one question via email and the second set via addenda. So if I go to the addenda and emails tab, you will see all emails that are sent and all addendas that have been posted. It does not matter when you come into the bid, it will always be there for you to see. So I can double click on the message and see what the message was that they posted. Likewise, I can come in here and look at the addendas that they posted. Okay. Down here at the bottom, you're going to see once you're logged into the system, it'll always have your status. Right now, it says you do not have an eBid in progress. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start one, and the system's going to do a check. Santa Monica requires that you download all of their bid documents before you place a bid electronically. So you'll see here that will tell you which ones you have and have not. So I need to go ahead and download this last one. Okay. And then when I click on Place eBid, it's going to do one more check. And this time it's going to see that I am missing an acknowledgement, okay, for the addendas. All addendas must be acknowledged, and this last column will tell you so long as you're logged in. So if they had 3 addendas here, I would have to acknowledge all 3 of them. And you just click on the green button, hit done, and it's now acknowledged. Okay. Once I click on Place eBid, every single time I do that, this message is going to come up. It is Santa Monica's message. You must agree to it to move on. The first time you click on Place eBid, you will also have to agree to our message. And this lets you know what legally constitutes an eBid. It is not that you hit the submit button 1 second till the law says, and this is not our definition, this is not Santa Monica's definition, this is the law. Law says you must hit submit enough time for all of your data to transfer from your server to our server. It's kind of like getting stuck in traffic. So if you have a slow connection and it takes 2 seconds to upload that file, but there's only 1 second left, we do have to reject your bid. So make sure you watch your time and pad it accordingly. We also let you know not to have multiple sessions open. So don't have 3 or 4 windows of this bid open. Make sure you only have 1 window open. So we're going to go ahead and accept it. Once we come in here, this is the form that you're going to be submitting. Depending on how Santa Monica has set up the bid, you may or may not have attachments. You may or may not have line items. Okay. The first tab is going to ask, who are you? Okay, so you're going to put your name, title, phone number, and email address in here. If there are attachments, you'll see the attachments here and whether or not it's required. Some are required, some are optional. It's up to you. And then line items, you're going to see all the line item pricing that Santa Monica wants you to fill out. Okay. Down here at the bottom, we have a Save and Submit button. I'm going to go ahead and save it without doing anything. And it's going to allow me to. It has saved it as a draft. So if I get out of here, down here at the bottom, it'll always tell me the status. I'm now in draft stage. I can save it incomplete, keep working on it as much as I need to, so I can come back, hit accept. And now that I'm back into my bid, I can hit edit and start working on it. I'm not going to fill anything out yet. I'm going to go ahead and hit the submit button, and I'm going to say yes, go ahead. It's going to do some validations. Make sure that if there are any fields that are required that you accidentally missed, we're going to call it out to you so that you can make sure you put that in and not miss out on the bid. Okay. So let me go ahead and complete my information here. My email address in. On the attachments tab, because it is required, I must come in here and attach. So I'll click file name, find my file. Frozen chicken parts. Okay, and then we'll come over to the line items tab. Now, anywhere you see a grid, it works just like Excel, so I can go ahead and kind of scoot things over. So let me do that so you can see the full screen. Anything that you've missed as far as line items will highlight pink, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and put my pricing in here. If you use the tab, it'll tab you left to right, okay, throughout the entire system. If you hit the return on your keyboard, it'll take you straight down the list, okay? So you can go through and manage this however you need to. I'm just gonna skip down. Okay. And then you can also leave a comment in the comment section if you needed to leave a comment. And notice, again, I said that support button is going to follow you throughout. If you need help, that's our frequently asked questions and support as well. Now, right now we have plenty of time on this bid, but as we get to 10 and 5 minutes, there will be a big box that pops up to remind you, hurry up, get your bid in, bid's about to close. So kind of help you with that tunnel vision. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit here and say okay. And it's going to go ahead and give me a confirmation on screen. I can click on the summary to print a full receipt of everything that I've submitted to the City of Santa Monica. Okay, so we can see everything there. And then I'm also receiving an email confirmation that I've submitted my bid to you, to Santa Monica. So once I'm out of here, it'll tell me my bid was submitted. I can keep on changing it. I can just click on place e-bid, go in, and I can keep changing it until the bid runs out. If now that I have submitted a bid, the City of Santa Monica issues another addenda, I will get an email letting me know that my bid is now invalidated. If that occurs, you must do two things. You must acknowledge the new addenda. So again, you'll come in here and click the big green button, which I've already done. And then you must come back into your bid and either edit it if that addenda affects your bid, or hit just the submit button. Okay, so if I hit edit and then submit, that way they know that your bid still stands as is and that that addenda did not have any effect on it. Okay. Once the bid has closed, okay, I'm going to go to a different bid real quick here. Once the bid has closed, you can come in and take a look at that bid. Okay, we can see the bid results. Depending upon whether or not Santa Monica has released those bid results and at what level. So they have the ability to give you all the information or partial depending on what they're going to be doing. If they're giving you all the information, you will have an export button up here at the top so that you can export the bid results. There's your bid recap. You can also double click on a bid, and if they, depending on the level, you can come in here and see the line item information. Okay. Down here at the bottom, they may have a note regarding those bid results. And then once they're ready, they can show you the award information as well. Okay. Are there any questions regarding the system? I hear silence.
Doesn't look like it. No questions at this point.
Well, I have a question that can we upload that earlier because so that we got certain cases already built in there that we only have to put in, say, as a specific project?
You can and leave it in draft form. So Ria, I don't know if you heard that, but the question was if the vendors could upload prior to going through the line item and submitting their pricing, if they could upload the Oaks Initiative and some of the other required documents that we have.
Definitely, definitely. So that's why we have that save button down here at the bottom. You can come in here and work on this bit by bit. Fill out a little bit, whether it's just uploading documents, maybe a few line items, maybe just who you are, save it, come back a couple days later or whenever you need to and keep working on it. You can save it as often as you need to. The only time we're going to do that validation check is when you go to submit.
Okay. Any other questions? Nope, doesn't seem like it.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Do you want me to sign off or do you want me to hang around just in case?
No, we can sign off.
Okay, have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.